Happy Saturday. Welcome to my garden tour. I got a garden hat. I feel a little silly in it, but it's helping me fight the sun. So let's take a look at the first bed. I have so much going on here. Here are my eggplants. I can't wait for them to flower. Also, my hollyhocks are getting big. My lavender. These are either turnips or radishes. Don't remember where I planted what. Here are my cabbages. I don't know when they're going to form heads. Soon, I hope. Again, these are either turnips or radishes or beets. I know those are beets. I think these are radishes. They look like radishes to me. My lavender, I've been picking on it. These eggplant are looking great. Just everything looks real good. My onions are starting to bulb up. I realize now that I should have separated them and given them more space. But I also have carrots germinating along the outside and along the inside of the bed. Of course, it would be better if Zoe would stop walking on them. Get out of here! My chamomile is going to start blooming soon. I'm so excited about that. Overall, really happy with how everything in this bed is growing. So last night we got some goldfish and we put them in the pond. I can't seem to find them. I know they're in there. I saw one this morning when I came out first thing, but they seem to be hiding. We've got a ton of mosquito larvae in the pond. So our hope is that the goldfish will eat the larvae. I want to get a new fountain that has a setup for a filter to put in there. It'll aerate better as well as get some of the muck off the bottom. We'll have a clearer pond that way. So heading towards the greenhouse. The pansies are looking a little tired. We have had a lot of hot weather and it seems to have taken its toll on my pansies. But the bachelor buttons are doing well. Here is our volunteer tomato and our volunteer melon plant. Been making sure to water them, but they volunteered in this pot inside the greenhouse, which is exciting. What you doing? Just looking around. We've been waiting anxiously to pick our carrots, and unfortunately, they're not quite ready yet. I had one or two that were full size when we did pull some, but mostly they're still too immature. I'm hoping before we leave for 2 weeks, we'll have some carrots. They should be bigger, but they're not. We come in here. I am so excited because I've got tomatoes on my Cherokee Purple tomato plants. I was really worried that I wasn't going to get any tomatoes. As you can see, we had something come by and just eat the tops off, but they seem to be recovering and doing well. So I'm really excited about that. Also, look at my banana pepper. How fantastic. I've got banana peppers, and these are my poblanos. They're still really small, but they're doing better. So I'm hopeful that by the end of the growing season, we'll have some. So let's talk about peas for a second. I've been very excited about my peas. I've been eating my peas like crazy, but now that it's been 90 degrees almost every day, we are not having very many peas. I've got very stunted growth. I don't know if you can see this guy. This one is also very stunted. It's the hot weather. It's slowing them down. Oh, here's one that I missed. But now it's a little bit too far gone. I might let that one dry out so I have pea seeds for next year. I've got a few flowers starting again, which is good. But overall, my peas have slowed down. But that's okay, because my cucumber and my pole beans are starting to really come together. I'm so excited to be picking beans soon. Even my dragon tongue bush beans are really getting big. So I've got high hopes that even though the peas are drying up, the beans will take off. This is why we succession plant. Over here, this is the Oscillo thin skin pepper. I actually have a pepper set on here. I'm excited to try that. Still no flowers on this Amish paste tomato. It goes from looking great to looking not so great every time I check it. And then my orange bell is not sure what it wants to do. But you can see Tomato Alley is looking good. Their favorite summer pastime, playing with the hose. So something else that we're really excited about are our pumpkins and squash and melons. Take a look at how ginormous these pumpkins are getting. We even have fruit setting on them, which is a great sign. Here's my cauliflower, no heads yet. My squash are getting real big over here. And as I step over, look at this. I got pumpkins trellising up and across and up. This is just being overrun by the pumpkins. I'm so excited that we'll actually have some pumpkins this year. As you can see, we've got a pumpkin starting there. We've got another one over here on the end of this one. So far, the kale seems to be doing well, interspersed with the pumpkins. So I'm very happy about that. And I'm also very happy with the success I'm having training the pumpkins to grow up. For as much as I talk about loving birds in my yard, they took one of my daisy seeds from the flower bed and moved it over here next to the greenhouse, which is fine. I still get to enjoy it, but I would have liked it in my flower bed. And speaking of flowers, wait till you get a load of my zinnia. They are blooming like crazy. It's fantastic. This was a variety pack I got from Seed Savers, and I'm just super excited because I love zinnia, and so do the pollinators. Sort of a speckled yellow and pink one. This looks like it's a lime one. This one also looks like it's one of the lime ones. So again, this was just a variety pack that I got, and they're doing great. I am super happy about that. And as we come into this bed, look at my variety of sunflowers. They are getting big, they're doing great, and soon they'll be providing shade from the hot July and August sun. This one, these guys are even fighting their way through this dense squash plant. And as you can see, I've got lots of squash blossoms on here. And this is one of my watermelon. And we have a ton of flowers, both male and female flowers. So fingers crossed we'll get some watermelon. Another sunflowers dart. So while I'm excited about the flowers, I'm so impatient about my tomatoes. I showed you the Cherokee purple tomatoes. Well, in this bed, this is bed number 2 is what we call it, I have so many tomatoes that are going to be ready so soon. I just hope they're going to be ready by Autumn's birthday, because we're going to be out of town shortly thereafter, and I will be so upset if I miss them. So take a look at my tomatoes. This is the Mexican midget, and you can see I have tomatoes on all of the truss. And on this truss, I have them too. We've got even more flowers. I've got a ton of flowers on this Roma tomato. I've got tomatoes on this truss down here. More flowers, more flowers. This Roma tomato, we have some nice size ones on this truss. We should start seeing them ripen soon. Just every day I come out and there's more tomatoes, because I'm worried that I'm not going to have great pollination. I'm just tapping on the necks of the flowers when I see that they're open. Tomatoes are typically self-pollinated, and if you just kind of tap, sometimes that'll help with nice even pollination. Though I do have a lot of pollinators in my garden, I shouldn't worry, but I do. Down here, this is one of my French melons. It flowered yesterday. It looks like it's getting ready to flower again. It's probably gonna grow up on this tomato a little bit. Hoping it makes it to the fence though. So here's another French melon, and this is our other Roma tomato that has some mature sized tomatoes on it. I'm hoping we'll start seeing blushing on them. This is the yellow cherry tomato. We've got flowers and tomatoes on it. So like I said, looking at a lot of tomatoes, just waiting for them impatiently. And here's the lettuce. I did a drill of lettuce. I've got one here and a patch there. I'm not really sure why the germination is not very even, but it is what it is, I guess. As you can see, we're having a lot of fun in our garden this week. Autumn and I have been out here every day. She's been hosing off the dog. So I'm just waiting for more things to be ready to pick. I'm anxious to eat more out of my garden. My goal for this year was to have 10% of our groceries come, or 10% of our produce come from the garden. So far we've done good with the kale, the chard, and the peas, but we're looking forward to having a little bit more of a bounty. Oh boy, here comes one of those cabbage moths. Ooh, I'm sorry, it's a cabbage butterfly. Ain't no cabbage here for you, buddy. So we've been dealing with some cabbage moth, cabbage butterfly problems. Also been dealing with a bit of deer problems, as I've mentioned. But one of the things that I really am excited about is Autumn's flower bed finally has some flowers. While it's in need of a good weeding, we actually have flowers in Autumn's flower bed. So that's exciting. And on the other side of me, here's my plum tree, slowly recovering from the deer. I'm thinking next year I'm going to try to protect it a little bit more so we get some more growth. But it is what it is, I guess. Oh, these two. They come in soaking wet every morning. This is what they want to do all day. They never get tired of it. Zoe, are you done being my garden helper?
Did you see that? It's soaking wet.
I know.
Me too.
I know, you're going to have to get changed into dry clothes.
No. The clothes will dry on me.
So that's my garden tour for today. It's July 6th. It's starting to get pretty hot. We've been in the solid 90s for the last 4 days with no rain, so I've been watering the garden myself. And I've learned that it takes about 12 gallons of water carried down the slope every day to water my garden, not including the herbs and cabbages. So that's been fun. Let me know in the comments what you think of my hat, what you think of my difficulties with my lettuce, and how do you patiently wait for tomatoes? I know some people are in warmer growing zones, but we are in 4B, and that means our tomatoes are late. Well, not late for our zone, but late compared to other regions. Autumn, that's really loud.
Sorry.
So, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until next week, I hope things are growing well.